Grand Risings, good day everyone. How you doing? It's your girl Morgan Renee Myers tuning in with another reading of Feeding the Soul by Tabitha Brown. I'm gonna hop right into it. We're on chapter 12 entitled Running Only Leads You Back to You. She starts off with a quote by one of my favorites, Ayala Van Zant, that reads, "You to move. It's time for you to move, realizing that the thing you are seeking is also seeking you." Baby, it's time to stop running. You know what I mean. Aren't you tired? You want the most amazing life, but don't want to face the things that prevent you from having it. You can't keep running from your problems because eventually they are going to catch up with you. It really is a waste of energy. Face that thing. It's the only way you're going to get through it. When my mother was sick, I had a big falling out with my older sister, Tasha, who I love dearly and who was amazing. Shout out to Tasha. Tasha, I think, is the one that I gave my earrings to when Tabitha came to town for her book tour. And she passed them along the tab for me. Thank you, Tasha, girl. In the beginning, when my mama first got diagnosed with ALS, she was only given 6 to 8 months to live. She went on to live for 3 years. I was in California, and my sister lived in our hometown, only 8 to 10 minutes from my mama, but she wouldn't go and check on her as much as I thought was needed. It felt to me like she just decided, I'm not going to go see her. I don't want to deal with it. In hindsight, I know she was dealing with her own grief in her own way. Um, but we had it out. I was so angry with her because I was out in California and couldn't be there every single day. Sure, I would come and go for weeks or months at a time, but she was there. I was depending on my sister to step up. But you see, the problem was I had these expectations without ever thinking about how she might be handling the pending loss, without considering that people process things differently. I'll never forget having a conversation with my mom because I was so angry with my sister and mama saying, listen, you don't handle things the way your sister handle things, and your sister doesn't handle things the way you handle things. My sister's tendency is to run because to her, out of sight, out of mind. If she runs from it, maybe it doesn't exist. That's what helped her manage such overwhelming despair. She didn't want to accept our mom's illness. Neither did I. But I suppose, however, like Mama said, that was me. When the time comes, Mama said, she will accept it and come around. If I'm honest, I didn't want to wait for her to accept it. Mama needs help now. My stepfather, unfortunately, had all but checked out. He didn't want to deal with it either. It was a very tough time. But after talking to my mother, I just tried to release my expectations. And honey, guess what? My sister sure did come around. In fact, she turned out to be the best caregiver ever to our mother. When I wasn't there, I never had to worry because I knew my sister had it. That experience taught me a couple of things. First, we can't expect people to handle things. I'm going to read that again. My Facebook keeps saying it's reconnecting. This is such a powerful message. That experience taught me a couple of things. First, we can't expect people to handle things exactly the same as we would. People run because of fear. They run because of frustration. They run out of deep sadness, anger, confusion. Most of the time, it's not because they don't care. It's likely that they're trying to figure out how to deal with it. We get so upset with a person who runs, even when that person is us, that we never stop and say, wait, why are they running? And that's the second lesson. The way to stop running from our challenges is to be willing to unpack why we are running in the first place. Dig deep. Ask, why do I do that? What did I go through in my past that caused me to feel comfort in running? That work might be long and hard and might be helped by talking to a professional counselor, but it's worth it in the long run. Some of you might be running from your dreams. You were born with this dream inside you, but life done gotten away. Honey, no dream will lace up his sneakers tight and chase you down until you face it. It won't feel good. In fact, it will probably be uncomfortable because sometimes you have to be made to feel uncomfortable before you'll turn around and say, "Okay, I'll do it. Stop chasing me." God will make your life uncomfortable until you face the thing that has been tapping at you, the thing you've been running from. Once you do, you'll begin a whole new journey of releasing the fear. Minute by minute, day by day, week by week, month by month, and yes, sometimes year by year. But if you're committed to it, You'll soon realize it wasn't even the problem you were running from. You were running from yourself. You were running from your own insecurities, the what ifs and fears, your own doubt. And the moment you face it, your entire world begins to change. Will you start running overnight? Absolutely not. Like I said, it's work. Sometimes we don't even know where to start because we have never seen it as running. Removing layers that could have taken years and years to accumulate takes time. But oh, honey, there's freedom on the other side of it. You'll start to feel more strength than you realized you even had. You'll start to be open to things coming your way. You'll be less fearful. The work will change you, I know it. I saw my sister transform into this powerful woman, and it was such a beautiful thing to watch. And I went from being so frustrated and angry to more understanding. I learned that everyone comes to it in their own time. Don't be quick to judge them or yourself, baby. Give them and yourself permission, time to grow. Then she exerted a, oh, okay, that was the end of that. She exerted a recipe for some vegan skirt steak. I haven't had a steak or red meat in over 25 years, so I came up with this recipe. Oh, in over 25 years. Okay. So I came up with this recipe. Who follow me on social media requested. Also, my sister loves steak, and I know that steak doesn't love us. Not my family's blood type. So I figured if I could make this and she liked it, maybe she'll stop eating steak. Honey, she's still eating it, but that's her business. So portobello mushrooms, a little or a lot, because that's your business. Coconut aminos, garlic powder, a little onion powder, a splash of white vinegar, a little black pepper, melted vegan butter. Now, I told you not to ask me how much. Cooked by the spirit, baby. The mushrooms up into thin rounds and put them in a bowl. Mix up your spices, then add your slices. See, Tab got bars. Mix in the batter. Dip the mushrooms in for a little bit, and you can let them marinate, whatever is fine. Place your mushroom slices in a cast iron skillet. Let that marinade drip off just a little bit and sear on medium heat. After a few minutes, flip them over. Oh God, do you see that? Warm up the marinade and pour whatever you got left on those mushrooms. Add your favorite size like green beans or some mashed potatoes. Lord have mercy. It definitely ain't steak, but it's a nice trend. It's a nice start. So that's the end of part 2. She goes into part 3. Don't you dare go messing up nobody else's. And so we'll come back with that on another day. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. If you have not taken the time, you woke up if you're watching this. But if you didn't give thanks, stretch. Go over your goals and affirmations. Speak affirmations over yourself. Meditate. Pray. Get some water, hydration in you. Make sure that you take time to do that. 5 minutes at some point in the day. Self-love, self-care. You matter. And thank y'all so much for tuning in. And I'll see you guys again soon. Peace.